What's up, everybody? This is Coach MJ, the coaching connoisseur, and I want to welcome you to our TGIF Lunch and Learn manifestation. Is it mumbo jumbo or is it a mogul move? And so I want you to get there and share this video if you know anybody else who is as sick of hearing the word manifestation as some of us are. It is like the number one buzzword amongst coaches and mindset gurus and thought leaders and, speakers. Everybody talks about manifestation. And so today we're going to be talking about, is it just a bunch of mumbo jumbo? Because you know how it is when a new word comes out, or it's not really a new word, but when something becomes trendy, everybody jumps on the bandwagon. It's like that with slang words. It's like that with trends like making Instagram reels and TikTok videos. Like everybody's doing it. So everywhere I look, I hear the word manifestation, and people have some false understandings of what manifestation is. And so they try to misuse it, and then it doesn't work. And then they think, oh, it doesn't work. It's just what I'm talking about right now. It's just a trend. It's just a fad. But it's not true that manifestation is just a trendy word, even though it is trending. There is a right way to use the concepts of manifestation so that you can create the results in your life. But then there's another way that you can use it where it's just another buzzword, another catchphrase that ends up not having any meaning, because that's usually what's true when something gets really popular and everybody's talking about it. It ends up not having any meaning and people don't understand it. And then it gets to the point where everybody just rolls their eyes and like, oh God, they're talking about manifestation again. And then it's not useful. Then the people, the writers or the thought leaders and the influencers have to come up with another word. And the beat goes on and on. What's true is, though, that a lot of what we're talking about when we talk about manifestation in its truest sense is actually has had other names in the past. And so, the law of attraction, that's another one. I'll have to do another whole video on the law of attraction. When you actually Google manifestation, stuff comes up about the law of attraction. So they kind of are two halves of the same whole. But first, I usually like to go to a dictionary definition of a word before we unpack what it is not and what it is. And manifestation, according to the dictionary, says it's an event, an action, or an object that clearly shows or embodies something, especially a theory or an abstract idea. And it's also defined as the action or fact of showing an abstract idea. And I don't like any of those definitions, right? Normally when people think about manifestation, they are talking about making something happen that doesn't appear to be or is not happening right now, bringing it into being, making something appear that is not there already. And it's kind of like magic, like you pull a rabbit out of a hat or you go presto and something shows up that's not there at all or that wasn't there before. Manifestation, for one thing, is not magic, okay? Manifestation is not just, a lot of people, they'll be like, oh, to manifest what you want, you just have to say it really loud or say it a lot, and then it'll come to be. Like a lot of people believe that. If you just say it and you just think it, like, I want a new car, and you just say, I want a new car, I want a new car, and you just say it over and over, all of a sudden, within 24 hours, a car will appear. I actually saw, I think it was a video or something on YouTube as I was researching for this Lunch and Learn. Somebody said how to manifest anything within 24 hours. And I think they were talking, and I didn't watch it because I got the impression, I think they're talking about literally something doesn't exist. And then within 24 hours, you can literally make the thing appear in front of you. So whether it's a physical thing or a situation, they're talking about manifestation. Now, a lot of people of faith, I've noticed, don't talk about necessarily manifestation as something that you can do yourself. They will talk about maybe God or higher power manifesting something in your life. And that's the higher power, that's God for me, doing it for you, right? And so people of faith will often use manifestation in that context, but not necessarily as something that they do for themselves. And so I want to tell you right now, manifestation is something that you can apply yourself in life in context or together with your faith, right? But manifestation is something that you can do yourself, right? So I want to kind of debunk that. It's not just something that someone does for you. And it's also not magic where you just presto changeo and something just appears that wasn't there before. Because what can happen if you And I kind of think about like faith healers as another, not necessarily form of manifestation, but something else where it's just like I just say something and it just happens in the moment when I say it without any other. It's just because I said it, it happens. And I want to be careful to make sure that I clarify there are times when miracles do happen, right? So I'm not saying there's not times when something seems to come out of nothing. It's happened in my life. There's been times when I did not see a thing, a situation, a physical item, and then all of a sudden it was there. A person comes out of nowhere and helps you when your car is broken down, things of that nature. I'm not saying that stuff does not happen. I've literally witnessed it. But manifestation is not just a shortcut or an easy way to have things that you have not worked for, that you have not made efforts toward creating. And so we're starting to get now into kind of what manifestation is and what it requires you to do. So a lot of times people want things to be manifested so that they do not have to work for what they want. They're looking for a shortcut. And that's what I'm here to debunk right now, is the idea that you can just think about a thing and focus on it in your head and, oh, I'm really envisioning it, and then it just happened. Because what's missing in those types of approaches is the work, right? Manifestation is not a shortcut to avoid work. Manifestation is not something where I want $1 million, and if I think about it hard enough and I speak about it enough, I'm just going to have $1 million. No, $1 million appears because you've done the work to get $1 million out of other people's pockets and bank accounts into yours, right? Now, there is a use that manifestation comes into that, but it does not shortcut the work you need to do. And so I want to make sure that that is crystal clear, because a lot of people are out here teaching manifestation, but they're not teaching any tactics for success. They're not teaching any strategies for success. They're not teaching you the mentality and the attitude that you have to possess to create the success. They're just saying, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I just put it up. It's an image on the lawofattraction.com, and it says how to manifest anything in 24 hours. And like I said, I don't know what that particular article is about, but I know that there are people out here teaching that you don't have to do anything but want a thing, speak about a thing, take pictures of a thing, and it will happen. And that's not how it works. Here's how it works. There is something to be said for having a vision. As a matter of fact, knowing what you want is the first and most critical step towards creating the success that you want. You have to know what it is that you want, because how can it come to pass if you don't want it and know what it is you want and have a strong desire for it? But here's what's true, and here's what I've learned over the most recent years of my life, is that you cannot have a desire in your heart for something, whether it's a business, whether it's a product or service that you want to create, whether it's a type of relationship that you want, whether it's something that you want to experience in life. You cannot possibly have a desire for something unless the resources and the way to make it come to pass already exists. What do I mean? You are never creating something out of nothing. Only person that does that, according to my belief system, is God Almighty, who can create something from nothing. Everything that human beings can create, because we are creators, has to be created from things that we already have. Sometimes they are not in your immediate possession, but they are things that already exist, and they exist within your little part of the universe. What manifestation is bringing into your hands, bringing into your sight, the things that you can't see so that you can use them to create what you want. Literally, for those of you who know Spanish, you know that the word for hand is mano, M-A-N-O. The same root word from which that word comes is the root word that creates the word manifest. Manifestation is bringing into your hands something that already exists, but you can't see it and you don't have immediate possession of it. But if you have a strong desire for something, it's already there. It has already been created by the one who can create things from nothing. And it's here in this world for you. You just have to go and get it. And that should be really exciting, because the idea of creating something from nothing should be very frightening to beings who don't have that kind of power. You don't have the power to create something from nothing, but you can create new concepts, new ideas, new products, new businesses, new relationships, new whatever, from things that already exist in this world. And if you have a thought As soon as you have an idea, you should be able to run it all the way to the end in your mind and know that all of that stuff is there. The other day, or I think it was last week or week before last, I had the idea for a live event that I'm going to be hosting here in my city for Black women who want to create coaching universes that will give them total freedom to live the lives that they want, right? And I got that idea, and this is the type of person I am, and I want you to be this way too, because this is the way you can create success in your life. As soon as I have an idea, I immediately have to get out my phone or get out a notepad, because the ideas are going to come fast and furious. I'm an event planner, right? And so event planning is something that is second nature to me. I can plan an event, a magnificent event that comes off almost without a hitch in my sleep, right? I've been doing it for 20 plus years, and probably longer than that. And as soon as an idea comes to me, I can run that thing all the way out. I can see where it's going to be, who's going to be there, what we're going to be doing, if there's food involved, what we're going to be eating, what I'm going to give the people, what I'm going to say. All of that comes to in my mind as my vision. And then it's just a matter of making it happen. If I'm planning an event, I know that there are venues available, and there's money available in the world with almost 8 billion people in it for me to rent the venue if I didn't have it already. And there's people that will want to come to my events because there always are. And there's food that can be had because there's food everywhere, right? Everything I want from the moment I have an idea, it already exists and it's accessible to me. I just have to go and get it. So that's why I never say I can't afford something, or I don't have something, or I don't know something, or I can't do something. Those words are gone from my vocabulary because I can do anything I want to do. I can afford anything I want to afford. The right question that I always say, or the statement that I make is, I'm going to find a way, or show me how to, or I need to find a way to do such and such, to get such and such. That seems like it is a subtle difference in language, but it's so powerful, because when you say I can't do something, or I don't have something, you are stating it. That makes it true. Whatever you say and believe is true, whether it's for the positive or for the negative. So when you say I can't do something, that's the end of it, because you've said I can't do it. But if you say I'm going to find a way puts you into a creative space. Find a way puts you into action to find a way, or to find someone who can show you how to do something, or find somebody who can invest in you, or whatever it is that you want. But you have to know what it is you want and see it coming to pass before you're ever going to take the actions to create the thing that you have in your mind. So envisioning, having a crystal clear understanding and sight on what you want in the future, in the near future, in the far future, is critical to being able to manifest it, right? Just like that show, That's So Raven. She said, I can see into the future. And it would zoom into her eye, and she would see what was going to happen with her friends. And it always happened the way she saw it, right? No matter what. Even though she knew what was going to happen, she couldn't stop it from happening. That's the way it is with your vision. When you have a crystal clear vision of what you want, and you focus on that, there's literally nothing that you can do to stop it from happening outside of stopping the focus on your vision. But it's not just about envisioning. I pictured my event in December, but I can't just keep picturing the event. I have to do something to make the thing happen. So when I envisioned my event, I envisioned it going down at a certain venue in our city. So what did I do? I didn't just say, ooh, it's going to be there at that place. No, I called the person who is in charge of that venue, and I secured the venue because I knew what I wanted. I knew how many people are going to be there. I know what we're going to do. So I'm going to reach out and get somebody to bring the food. I'm going to reach out to the printers and the photographers and the videographers and all of this, because I know what I want. So it's not just about thinking about it, picturing it, and, that's just going to make it, I can just, in 24 hours, it's going to happen. No, I envisioned it. And because I moved in action, that's what's going to make it happen. Me making the phone calls, me doing the advertising, all of those things. That's what's going to make it happen, right? Not me envisioning it just by itself, right? So you have to envision it. You have to be super specific. Let me about to say Pacific. You have to be super specific about what you want. Because again, if I just said I want to have an event, or you just say I want to have a coaching business, well, that's vague. Coaching what? Girls basketball? What do you want to coach? Who do you want to help? What problem are you going to help them solve? When do you want to have this business? And what do you want to be able to accomplish because of this business that you have? You have to be specific. I'm talking about when you want to travel the world and go somewhere every month. Where are you going? What's the names of the cities? What hotels are you staying in? See, most people don't get what they want because they don't get that granular into the details. If you don't know how you want to travel first class and what excursions you're going on and what restaurants you want to go on, you're not going on that trip. And if you want to have a business, but you can't picture and be specific about who it is that you want to help and the problem you want to help them solve, it's going to be impossible to launch that business, because part of launching your business is going to be creating the product. It's the productized service that you're going to be offering to your future clients. If you don't know what that is because you're not specific, it's not going to happen. So again, you're envisioning and you have a clear vision of what you want. You're specific. Your specificity is what's going to actually help you to bring it to pass. Because again, vague thoughts, vague ideas are going to get you vague outcomes, if any outcomes at all. You have to be specific. Think about when you bought your car. Did you just sit in your house and say, I want a car? No. You looked out, you asked people what they liked. You looked out on the internet to see what kinds of cars are in your price range. You had to decide what your price range was by looking at your budget. You picked a color maybe. You picked a model. You picked a car lot or a website to buy it on. Those are specific details that you had to decide on. You can't go to the car lot unless you decide what car lot you're going to. And again, in that example, it's like, well, duh, MJ. But this is how a lot of people approach starting a business and creating success in their lives. They're very vague and they just sit there and waiting for it to happen. Ma'am, it's not going to happen like that. And it's also not going to happen just because you think, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, so do a whole lot of people. But that's not all it takes. You have to be specific, and then you have to move forward. You also need to remove roadblocks that are in your way, remove distractions, anything that's not going to serve you to get to where you want to go. And I'm guilty of this myself, of allowing distractions to come in. I'm getting better and better about looking at distractions for what they are. It's just the enemy trying to stop me from getting where I want to go, and I can pull myself back very quickly. But it used to be, I say, I'd be envisioning and I got these great goals, and then I'm out watching TV, or I'm out, shopping too much, or, hanging out with people, or just piddling around, doing stuff around the house that needs to be done, but it's not as important as moving into my future, right? Distractions, roadblocks, relationships, people that call and want to talk for 3-4 hours, but they're not talking about anything. You have to remove some of those people. The people that speak negativity into your life, those are roadblocks. Because when you're trying to step into something new, something greater, and you're trying to level up your life, you can't have those people in your ear at all. I don't care if it's your mother. I don't care if it's your spouse. Now, it's going to be tricky getting them out of your ear, but you got to do it because they can stop you every single time. Some of my favorite clients are those women who invested in their businesses, invested in their dreams, invested in expert coaching without even asking their husbands. Why in the world would they need to ask their husband whether they can follow their dream? They didn't have to ask him to work for somebody else. So they don't need to ask him to follow their dream. As a woman who brings to her family and to the table her half of whatever it is they decided they want for their family, she don't need to ask permission to pursue a dream. I just need your support. I just need you not to be negative. That's all. I got to do a whole other video about that. Somebody comment below and remind me, please. Somebody comment, because I don't want to stop right now, to remind me to do a video about why your spouse's input does not really matter when you want to step into your dream. I want to do that. Please, somebody make a comment so I can remember to do that. Anyway, those are my favorite clients because they had the mindset to know this is my dream. And if I don't follow this dream, I'm going to be dead in the water. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be able to live with myself knowing I said no to my dream. Okay, so we've talked about removing roadblocks, whether it's people, circumstances, hobbies, and interests. There's nothing wrong with unwinding sometimes and taking a load off and doing something fun. I'm not saying that, but sometimes we use that to the detriment. We go overkill with the I've gotta let off some steam. I gotta relax. Guess what? When you're working in your purpose, It doesn't feel like work. So you can make a new hobby of running your business. Nothing I do, these lunch and learns, writing copy, doing marketing, none of the things I do feel like work. And I haven't worked in 4 years since I left corporate America. Why? Because I'm operating in my purpose and I love everything that I do because I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve my tribe to your dreams. And I love it. And this is what I was doing. Therefore, it doesn't feel like work. I do this stuff for fun. And you can do that too. You got to get rid of roadblocks though. And then you have to take inspired action. We talked about acting, but it's not just getting started. It's about inspired, consistent action day by day. Every day you should be sowing major seeds into your dream. Not just, I'm going to do something for 5 minutes. Now, let me say this. If you are one that has like 2 or 3 jobs and you got 6 children and you and your spouse have a lot of responsibilities that you can't offload even temporarily, or maybe you have a lot of commitments that maybe you're taking care of an aging parent. You might only have 5 minutes at first to work in your business. Now, I guarantee you, no matter how busy you are, there's always time sucks that you can get rid of. I know it for a fact. But right now, you're not good at figuring out what those are. If you only have 5 minutes, use those 5 minutes to glorify and magnify your business. You thought I was going to say God, didn't you? If you operate in your purpose, everything that you do is glorifying and magnifying God. But you need to do everything you can do to build your business in that 5 minutes. If it's making phone calls, doing emails, writing an email, whatever you need to be doing some research, but don't get hidden in the research because research becomes another place to hide, right? Oh my goodness. I've had so many people who have had the opportunity to work with me or maybe another expert. And they're like, when I get ready, I'll call you back. Ma'am, you need the expert's help to get ready because getting ready is a place to hide. It's useless. There's no such thing as getting ready to start. You just start. And the getting ready that you're doing, that's doing the business, right? But that's a place to hide because as long as you say, I'm doing research, then it convinces you that you're actually doing something worthwhile towards your business when really you're just reading other people's dreams. You're reading their websites. You're looking at what other people are doing, but you're not doing anything for yourself. But if you only have 5 minutes, use it. And the next day, give yourself 10 minutes. And the next day, give yourself 15. And I don't mean the next day you get around to it. I'm talking about the next day on the calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and at least one day on the weekend. I rest on Sabbath, on Saturday. So I don't work on that day. But every other day of the week, I'm in my business, man. I love it. And you need to love it too. Add 5 minutes a day until you're up to an hour and then 2 hours, or go by increments of 10 minutes. But every single day, you need to be doing something in your business, positive action, putting yourself out there in the marketplace, finding expert help and doing whatever they tell you to do to have the business you want because they have what you want and you want to get there too. It's amazing to me how people will ask people who don't have what they want, what they think about this or that. For example, you decided you want to have a coaching business. And so you come to see Coach MJ. I do these lunch and learns every day for you. And then you ask somebody who works a job just like you do, who has no business, no coaching business, no expertise, whether you should go to the Build Wealth While You Travel Challenge. And they say, nah, you don't need that. I ask you, why are you asking the opinion of a person who doesn't have what you want? Now, if you're talking to a person who has built a coaching business to the 6 or 7 figure level, what you should do, that might be different. But be careful where you get your advice. Be careful who you ask what you should be doing to build your business. You need to ask people who actually know about what it is you want, who have actually gotten to where you want to go or are at least a lot further along the path. So you're taking inspired action every day. You've gotten rid of roadblocks. You've been specific. I can't say that word today. You also have to be prepared to receive what it is you want because there's always going to be something that's outside of your control, right? Not everything works the way you want it to. I guarantee there's going to be things that happen. There are going to be roadblocks and obstacles that aren't ones you can remove on your own. They're not things that come from your world. They're things that come from the outside that you need to deal with, right? So things don't always happen the way you want them to. And so it does require faith that the effort you put out there is going to reap a reward. It may not happen exactly when you want it to, but you still have to have a goal and a target time period. But it may not happen exactly the way you want, but you have to trust that it will happen because you are following the laws of the universe. And that's another whole video as well. The laws of the universe that say that if you do this, then this will happen, right? If you sow, you reap. That's one of those laws, right? If you put out the right stuff out there into the world, you can't help but draw in what it is you've worked for, because that's just how it works, right? But you have to be ready to receive it. I remember earlier in my career, in my coaching career, I would say that I was ready for this, that, and the third type of client, type of whatever it was. I don't even remember all the details because I moved past that. But I would not be behaving or thinking as if it was going to happen. So in other words, if I said, I'm going to talk to 3 people today, right? But I had my calendar so full of stuff, there was no room for anybody to book calls, or I was sleeping late and not getting up and being ready to get myself ready to speak to the people, or I was talking the talk of speaking to 3 people, but I was talking also that it's not working, it's not going to happen, blah, 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 blah. If you are speaking or thinking or operating in your actions against the thing you say you want, the thing you might even have done some work towards, guess what's going to win? The path of least resistance is what's always going to win. Water always flows downhill. So it's not going to be that if you are doing equal parts negative and positive, or you're doing a little more negative than positive, the negative is going to win out. You have to create so much positive that anytime a negative thought or action comes in or word, you immediately destroy it with all of this amazing stuff, so that at some point the negative stuff never comes, because it already knows it doesn't have any place in your world, right? You have to be ready to receive the thing that you want and prepare a place for it in your life. If you say that you want to, okay, I'll use this example. If you say that you want to get out of debt, for example, you have to prepare a place in your life for being out of debt, including in your bank account. You've got to stop spending your money a certain way. You've got to, find systems that will help you get out of debt, such as the debt snowball, things of that nature. And then you have to operate as if you are already debt free, not spending money in that way, but you have to already be thinking in terms of what will it be when this is gone from my life. And you have to be ready to receive that space. If there's things that you want to do once you're debt free, you need to already have those things like right there on the outside of the door, waiting to come in when there's space, when the debt is gone. You have to be ready to receive the things that you say you want. And a lot of you are talking about stuff, but you don't really want it. Not bad enough. You're not really prepared for it. You say you want a man. You say you want a good relationship with a great man who's going to treat you right. He's not going to cheat. He's not going to whatever. He's going to be Christian, whatever your things are. But you're still dealing with this other person. Talking about, I'm waiting for the other one to come along and then I'll let him go. He ain't coming because you ain't ready to receive him. See, it doesn't work that way, that you can keep doing the bad stuff until the good stuff comes along. Now, you got to create a space to receive what you want. And then you have to practice gratitude for what it is that you already have, and also for the things that are coming. Because remember, I said everything's already here. So when I say coming, it's not coming from a place that you don't have access to. It's already within your sphere. It's already in your universe. You just have not perfected how to make it come into your sight and into your hand. Remember, manifest, right? But you have to give thanks for it. I give thanks for things in the future all the time. And I speak about them in the present tense, not in the future, in the present. In the present. I thank you for my 7-figure bank account. Not that I'm going to have, that I will have, that I have. I have it. I just have to bring it into my hands. Right? So we've talked about manifesting. Is it just a bunch of mumbo jumbo? No. Is it trending? Yes. Do people say it a lot? Yes. Am I feverishly trying to find or create a synonym for it so I don't have to use that word as much as other people? Yes. Is it a mogul move? Is it something that is going to help you set up to be a mogul in the coaching industry or really in any kind of business that you're trying to create? Absolutely. A lot of the people who you look up to, a lot of the people that you admire, they have manifested in some form or another the things that they have that you are looking at. And they just might not call it that. You also can use the power of manifestation to create the life you want. But remember, I said it's not just about thinking really hard and having pictures and vision boards, but you're not doing anything. Manifesting is about doing the things that are going to, as a matter of fact, that's the biggest part. Everybody wants the thing that they want to manifest, but they don't want to do the work. It's about doing the work. But maybe you don't know what the work is. Maybe I do want to be a coach. I know I have a story. I know I have things I can share. I have a problem I can solve, but I don't know how to do it, MJ. How do I create a 6 or 7 figure business and create time and income freedom for myself so I can travel the world? Ma'am, get into this Build Wealth While You Travel challenge today. It starts Monday. Do not sleep. BuildWealthWhileYouTravel.com is the place to get your ticket. And here's my pro tip. Get the VIP seat. I know the basic economy is free. It's a free challenge. I do it because some people need stuff to be free to get their attention. It's a free challenge, but you are leveling up your life. You're about to be a 100,000-aire or a millionaire. You need to invest this small few little $47 to have the VIP ticket so you can get double the access, double the questionnaires, Q&As, double the access to the coach, double the opportunities to level up more quickly. You will fast track your path by not taking the cheap road. Everything's not going to be free. You have to be willing to invest in your business. And I'm talking investing financially, because what makes you think you can get all this out and you have put nothing in? That's another one of those laws. To get something out, you got to put something in. Go to BuildWealthWhileYouTravel.com right now. Join the challenge. It starts in 3 days. You want to get in on it. It's an amazing challenge. We won't be together all day. It's just going to be a short 1 or 2 hours, depending on what kind of ticket that you get. But we're going to get into all the things that it's going to take for you to create this business that you want, this coaching business that you want, and figuring out what your magic is and who wants it and how to find them and how to get them into your world and then how to deliver the very thing that they have been praying for over and over again consistently, so that they will be excited about the outcomes they get and you will be compensated well. There's no reason for you to be trading hours for dollars with the skills you have, sis. What? You make $30 an hour. How about $100,000 a month? Right? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Get into this challenge. Don't try to figure it out on your own. If we could all figure it out on our own, we'd all be millionaires. It doesn't work like that. Get into this challenge. Get in here with other women who have said enough's enough. I'm tired of poverty. I'm tired of not being fulfilled. I'm tired of giving my boss my best and getting pennies on what it's worth. I want more, and I want more now. And I don't want to go the 10, 15, 20-year route where I got to figure it out on my own and keep falling and hitting my head and all that stupid stuff. I want to do it now. And they're in the challenge. We're waiting for you, sis. BuildWealthWhileYouTravel.com is where you need to get your ticket. Go over there now while I'm still talking. Grab your ticket. I will be watching for your registration. And I'm so excited to be serving you over the 4 days of the challenge. Your mind's going to be blown because you're going to be like, where was all this before now? Well, it was waiting for you to decide to be here right now, watching this Lunch and Learn, and also deciding to join the challenge. So I look forward to hearing from you. BuildWealthWhileYouTravel.com is the website. Hope to hear from you soon. Have a great weekend, great rest of this day, and I will see you on the other side in the challenge starting next week. Take care. Bye-bye.